On today's Outdoor Icon Show, we're going to do a little shopping for some feed and minerals and attractants to get ready for the season. How about one more, Dad?
What about your mule?
Yeah, you are. Welcome to the Outdoor Icon Show. I'm Rob Palowitz.
And I'm Denny Malloy.
We're here at Gander Mountain in Niles, Ohio.
We're here at the Eastwood Mall Complex here, Rob. And Gander Mountain has a lot of great summer specials going on to get us ready for hunting season. And I'm pumped up seeing all the new products. And we're here looking for food plot materials. Today's show, we're going to do a special on the materials you'll need to attract deer to your favorite hunting spot.
From seed to fertilizer to attractants, we're going to cover it all.
We're even going to teach how to do pH, how to test the pH, so that you know how to make the greenest, luscious, most attractive food plot for the deer in your neighborhood.
And the other things we're going to cover is just monitoring your hunting property as well and what's going on and taking place while you're away.
Right. And later on in today's show, again, we've got the Cooking with Jeff Crystal segment. Jeff's going to cook up some great venison. This is part one of a 2-week series. We're going to show you what to buy today. Next week, we're going to be in the field and show you actually how to plant the products and how to utilize the products you buy here today in the field so that you have a great hunting spot this fall.
Boy, well, sit back, grab a pen and paper, and watch the Outdoor Icon Show. All right, we're going to get going talking about attractants and food plots. And one thing you don't really need to worry about planning are food attractants, like your salts and granules and liquids. So what do you think, Den? What do we have in front of us here?
The old mineral block is the old standby. Farmers use it for horses, cows. It's been proven real good for deer. This is something that contains a mixture of things, everything from manganese, iodine, cobalt, zinc, copper, things that a deer might use throughout its life cycle. This is a product that's good in early spring. A lot of people put these under their stands and think a deer's going to come marching in their tree stand to hit the block. Not going to happen. This is something you put out there to make a healthy deer herd, to make good racks, good coats, get their fitness levels up before you get into hunting season. And it will keep them in an area somewhat so you can leave it year round. This is more of a spring type product.
So it's adding the supplements and minerals to the growth of their antlers.
Absolutely.
Throughout the summer.
There's also another product. This one in particular is called the Trophy Rock. It's a special type of rock that's mined in one part of the United States. And it's been proven that deer kind of like what the rock's made of, the mineral salts and stuff that are in there. You know, kind of a thing that has been selling really well.
A little more natural looking approach there.
Right. Then we get into the liquids. This is a product here, Buck Jam. It's corn flavored and it's kind of like a molasses. So you can see you have to shake it well. And all you do is clear out about a 4-foot area. Pour this down somewhere around your tree stand within your shooting lane. The deer will smell it. They'll come in. They'll see that the ingredients in here are something that they're really going to want. You've got the different same types of minerals in a liquid form that the deer will come. They'll paw the ground and it'll kind of looks like they're eating the ground, eating the dirt. They're basically licking the minerals. Another one, and this one's people have heard of probably before, deer cane. Same type of thing. You can pour this on a stump. You can pour this on an open bare area. It's just something the deer are going to come through. They're going to smell it. They're going to smell the molasses type thing and the syrupy type thing. As it seeps into the ground's going to absorb it. They'll paw it up. They'll churn it up a little bit, and they will hit it pretty well. But then again, this is something that's going to wear off pretty quick. And it's going to wash off. It's going to, when it rains and snows, it's non-existent.
This is a product too that also comes in a solid form, doesn't it?
Yes.
Well.
Yep. And one of the hotter products on the market, come here deer attractant, same type of thing. This is more of a powder. This is something that instead of the solid or the liquid, it's more of a powder type of a form. Looks kind of like cornmeal. Again, put this on over a 4-foot circle. Just put it in the ground. Let the rain wash it into the ground, and it's been proven in some studies to actually bring the deer in. And then you get into the granular.
That kicks in the granular here. Actually applied a little bit of this out at our farm, mixed it in. You want to cultivate it into the ground and mix it with the dirt so that it really seeps in.
Right, and this specific project here is called Rage and Rack Mineral Lick, brought to you by Doc's Deer Farm and Sense. This is something, it has a little extra nutrients in there for antler development. Deer antler, the growth is crucial February, March, April, and May. That's when you're basically laying the seeds and the groundwork for how big that deer rack is going to go. Now, the food that they eat is also going to be important, the genetics are going to be important, but this can really give them a boost because of the phosphorus level that's inside of it.
All good stuff here.
All good stuff. So these are quick fixes.
Yep.
These are quick fixes. Now, if you want to get into food plot type things, the first thing we're going to talk about with that is testing the pH of your soil. The biggest mistake people make, they come to a store like Gander Mountain here, they buy the seed, they may spend $100, $200, $300 in seed material. They go out, they spread it over the forest, they spread it on a food plot, and either they don't cultivate it the right way or they don't test the pH. pH is crucial. If it's too acidic, things aren't going to grow. If it's too basic, they're not going to grow. So you've got to get towards a neutral, semi-middle of the road, 6.5 pH for things to actually grow and grow well.
Right.
And that could involve nitrogen, that could involve lime.
Phosphorus.
First thing you want to do though is take a test of your soil, take random sampling over the area that you're going to plant, and then you can either use an instant pH test and do it yourself. Here's one little one that's a little more advanced by Biologic, pH meter, where you can get the dirt, put the meter into there, and it'll tell you what your pH is, do it yourself. And then there's also places that provide kits. Gander Mountain here has a kit. You go out there, you put the dirt into the envelopes that are self-provided. All you do is mail them off, and then they send you results very quickly of what the pH of your soil is, and they give recommendations. You need to add this much nitrogen, or you need to add this much of lime or some other types of minerals to get your soil to be the optimum conditions for plant life to grow.
Well, that's very good, Dennis. All good information here. And if you ever have questions, you can go anywhere from a Gander Mountain to an ag land type place and probably talk to someone that's a soil specialist and ask them the
soil and water districts in every county are free. They're government-funded programs. They'd be more than happy to help you learn how to be a farmer and what you need to do.
Well,
next, let's move over and let's talk about seeds, something that's going to be perennial, annual, that you actually have to put the labor to get them in the ground and get them to grow.
Sounds good, then. Let's get going.
This Outdoor Icon Show factoid is brought to you by First Metropolitan Mortgage. Stay tuned, the Outdoor Icon will be right back.
All right, then we covered minerals and supplements. Let's get into the seed part.
Okay, with the seeds, this is going to require some labor, guys. It's going to require some elbow grease. It's going to require you to get out there, get dirty, and then you're going to have to rely on a lot of factors with this. Basically, you have to learn how to be a farmer. Right. And a lot of hunters don't know how to be farmers. What we recommend all the time is find a farmer to teach you how to be a farmer. Find a farmer where you hunt, maybe pay him to plant the food plot, watch him the first year, learn from him. Go to food plot seminars. Groups like Whitetails Unlimited and QDMA, National Wild Turkey Federation, they offer a lot of free seminars for sportsmen to come to learn how to get the seed in the ground. You're going to spend the money on it and you're going to spend the labor on it. You want to make sure you do the best thing you can do to make it grow.
What's tough is what to determine, there's so many seeds here, which seed to put in.
Okay, the biggest thing that's a factor on that is the region you live in. Where we are now, we're kind of in the northern part of the United States. So you have to look at the seeds they have. There's a lot of different things from chicory, to brassicas, to clovers, to different blends of all different types of things, turnips, and we'll go over some of them more down the line. You get into something like a chicory. When you get into chicory, this is something that in northern regions, you need to plant this thing in late winter, early spring, before hot weather. It's not going to grow in hot weather. So right now, in the middle of summer, if you wanted to go out and plant chicory, you're wasting your money on something like this.
Clover, you always hear people talking about clover.
There's so many different types of clover. Clover is literally the potato chip to a deer. They can't stay out of it. When that clover leaf expands, the bigger the clover leaf, usually the more the deer like it. And certain times of the year, they taste better. You know, when the starches turn to sugars, they go nuts over it. Now with the brassica, this is something that you can plant in late summer. This is something you can plant, you know, right now, this time of year in northern regions, late summer, or you can do even all the way during the spring, but in the fall, it's going to perform best with 30 to 60 days of growth before a frost.
Yeah.
So you have to really read the labels, read the packaging on the back.
And typically these bags, this small bag will cover 1/4 of an acre.
Right.
So, you know, it'll take a little bit. If you plan on doing a 3 to 5 acre plot,
and that's huge.
It's going to take a lot of seed.
A 3 to 5 acre plot is absolutely huge for a food plot. There's been a lot of studies, and I did one personally in college in West Virginia University, that showed the smaller food plots get more use because the deer feel more comfortable making it to the middle. When you have a big food plot, that big buck is never going to go in the middle of that field to feed. He's going to feed the edges when he eats all the stuff on the edges. Maybe late winter he'll get out there, but if you want a deer to maximize your food plot usage, usage. You want more smaller food plots are better than one bigger food plot.